Yes, we have a new addition to the fleet, and I have absolutely fallen head over heels in love with this little Mazda MX5. I just love the way it sits on these junk wheels, the silver over black. I just absolutely think it's an adorable little car. And it came my way in the summer of 2025, about 4 or 5 months ago now, because it's almost Christmas. And a friend of mine was selling it. He's had it for about 12 or 13 years. He himself has done 112,000 miles in this car. So that's half of a giveaway. But if I show you around the car and then you tell me how many miles you think this car has done. Okay, for a start off, it's a Mk1. It's an R-Reg 1997, and it is silver over black, and you can tell straight away that it's not the import version, so it's not the desirable one, if you like. This is an English car, as in made for Britain, because of the oblong number plate rather than the square number plate. It's a 1.8 Harvard edition. Don't know how rare they are, but I really do like the way it sits. It's obviously got aftermarket wheels on, which are junks, and I think they're the reject style, and I really love the silver rims with the gold spokes, and I think it goes exceptionally well with the black over silver body, black boot, black hood and silver body. I think it looks great. I look at a lot of these little cars and they're fantastic cars. Everybody says that, we all know that, but some of the colours I just don't think it works. But this one, I think it absolutely works, and I think it looks great. And I think the wheels are on about 5mm spacers, so they fill the arches really well. The tyre size on this is 195/15, so quite wide for the type of car it is, and it is really tidy. It's had new front wings on it in the past. It's had work done on the wheel arch, which is starting to come through again. It's got a little bit of a bubbling issue on the paintwork. We've got some micro blisters. It's got a bit dusty because it's been in the workshop. This wheel arch this side is all right, but yeah, we've got micro blister all over the bonnet. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that in the camera there. So the paintwork is seen better days, but I'm not actually too worried about that, because I'm not going to go overboard with this car, because I just love it just the way it is. I love all the stickers that we've got here. The guy that owned this was a real MX5 fan. He was in the owners club for quite a few years. As you can see, all his stickers there, and he's been to all the racetracks. He loves all of the classic car racing and Formula 1 and all of that sort of stuff, so he's put all the stickers in, and this is just a part of its history, and I just absolutely love it. And yeah, I suppose I'm one of those now. Old guys rule, king of the road. We're getting to that sort of age, that's for sure. The engine, well, what can you say about the engine? Listen to that, absolute sewing machine. Twin cam, fuel injected of course, like they all are now, 1.8, and it is just, listen, I mean, it is an absolute peach of a car. Not a rattle, not a knock, not a bang, nothing grinding. It's just fantastic. The only thing really wrong with this engine is it needs a good clean. It's been stood for about 5 months. In fact, I think it's been stood longer than that, because it hasn't done very many miles since the last MOT, and the last MOT was July 2024. It expired MOT July this year, which is why he sort of got rid of it, partly that reason, and also because I think that you know, you get to a certain age when cars look like this, when you have to climb down into them, you get to a certain age and it becomes much more difficult. And my friend who sold it to me is over 70 now, and he just said, I just can't get in and out of it anymore, basically. Plus, well, it did need some work, or it does need some work, some of which I'm doing, some of which I'm about to do, and to get it through an MOT. So he would have had to spend a bit of money on it. For me, obviously, I can do most of the work like that myself. And yeah, he was happy to let me have it, and I'm sure right now he'll be watching right now, interested to see what I'm going to talk about next, I would imagine. If you take a look at the hood, no rips, no tears, all in very good condition. It could do with a good clean. There's a little bit of moss on the window frames and along the front edge of the cover there. How many of these have you seen that are torn, ripped and damaged? On the interior side of things, yeah, of course it's got a bit of wear on it, but it would do. It's a 27-year-old car, but generally it's very, very nice and tidy in here. Got the red door cards. Everything's all looking really good. This side here, we've got a little bit of wear on here, but why wouldn't you have? Carpets are in good condition. A little bit of wear on there where your feet sit with the pedals, but buttons are all good. Steering wheel's all good. All the console is good. We've got an aftermarket pseudo roll hoop on the back, which is extra, but I think that sets it off as well when the hood's down. Passenger seat, really good, no tears, no wear. Fantastic. Driver's seat, it's getting a little bit worn on the corner here. There's a little rip just here, but the bolster is all in good condition. The seat itself is all in good condition. Absolutely brilliant. Everything folds down beautifully. There's my stainless steel roll hoops. I think they're pretty cool. And it's got a wind barrier there as well, which lifts up and down. Absolutely lovely. What a beauty. And I know what you're all saying. It looks great on the top, doesn't it? You guessed it. It's rusty underneath, of course it is. But it's not as rusty as you might think. We've got a hole in the sill. In fact, we've got two holes in the sill. We've got some subframes and some suspension components that are a bit crusty and rusty. But I think it's actually not that bad. I think that if we can get the worst of the rust off, we can give it a good coating of rust proof, get the holes welded up on the sill, and I think it should be good to go. A couple of other little things like advisories on the MOT from last time. We've got ball joints and such like. We need to do a few things like that, but actually underneath she's in pretty good fettle. It has had some work done in the past, absolutely, definitely, mostly on the offside by the look of it, but it's had some done on the near side as well. But they all go at the back end of the seals, and this one is no different. But I think it's had some money spent on it, and absolutely the car is a good car. Right, if we take a look under, you'll see exactly what we're up against. And to be fair, this is pretty good. Now I've got a hole on the wheel arch there, front edge of the wheel arch, because there's a viewing plug, which is that goes in that hole there, but everything around it sort of rotted away. I've got to have given it a good clean up, give it some copper primer, and I've already repaired the back end of this sill. So if you can see that there, this part here, there was a hole along here where the sill is. On the inside there was a hole here, and I've plated that and I've put it all the way up to the top here around the bend, and I'm pretty happy with that. And I've already done that bit, and just to here as well there was a hole under this corner here, so I've done that too. And then on this side, on the outer sill, I've placed a new edge there with a right angled edge, so that gives it a bit of strength, and just welded all the way along up to the corner of the wheel arch there, and that is now pretty strong, and I'm very happy with that. So I've just got this bit to do up here in the wheel arch, and I've got a piece of steel already cut and ready to go in there, and I'll put a 30mm hole in the top to put the plug in, and there's also a bolt hole to there's like a bit of an arch lining that goes in this corner here, sort of protects all this sort of area around here. I'm going to put that hole back in so I can bolt the wheel arch lining up back in. there's a hole here. Now this bit of sill here is starting to get a bit thin because I can feel it. I'm going to take the wire brush to that shortly and see how thin that actually gets, but I'm probably going to put a plate up to here. This is somebody else's repair to get it through an MOT. This is definitely MOT welding. I mean, look at the state of that. Not the best, but if it gets it through the MOT, then, you know, who cares at the end of the day, I suppose. And on the near side, or the passenger side, unfortunately we do have a holy sill. One there, and one there that I've just made. I've just poked a screwdriver through there, so that's clearly very thin. But we're okay up the front here. There's a little bit of rust and rot, but I don't think it's structurally a problem. And the back end has already been done. Looks by the same person that did that plate on the driver's side, because the welding doesn't look very good there. It's not, well, I say it's not very good. It was okay, it just doesn't look great. It just seems to be a bit globulous on the top there. You can see here, you can just see on this line here, we've got all of this sort of like crackle stone chip type stuff all the way along this bottom part of the door right to the front. So I think all of that has been repaired in the past. There's a couple of little rust spots just coming through on the bottom edges of the doors, so you know that's got to be kept an eye on. But basically I think that's what it is. I think I've just got to keep an eye on it until I start getting holes in this. I'm not going to go mad and get that done, because I just want to get the car on the road and really sort of enjoy it. You know, it's one of those sort of cars. Some of these can be really rotten, but I think this one has had some time and money spent on it, and I'm really quite pleased with what I've got. As I said already, it's got quite a lot of micro blister. I mean, round there we've got some corrosion around the aerial, but I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but we've got micro blisters on pretty much all of the paintwork except where it's had some spray done on it before. So all over on the bonnet we've got a micro blister. I don't know if you can actually see it on the camera, but it is there. Again, I'm not worried. I think it's perfectly usable as it is, and I'm just going to keep it just as it is, really. Just give it a good clean. On the floors, got a little bit of damp issue on the driver's side. That's why I've got all the carpet up. And that horrible nasty soundproofing stuff was all soaking wet. All this stuff, I took it away now because it just holds water. It's nasty stuff. But this is all dry now, so there's no holes in the floor. I mean, the floor is in really good fettle. Did a bit of rust there, but I think that's just where it's been damp. On the back here, there's no holes in the floor here. It is absolutely solid as a rock on the floor. I'm really pleased with that. Not checked the passenger side yet. We'll do that later. But this side being damp, I think it must have a leak somewhere coming in from the windscreen, maybe somewhere like that, but I'm going to have to monitor that and see what happens. But as I say, the interior is really it's really nice and clean on the floors, virtually rust free. And if we just look along the bottom edge of the doors, we've got a little bit of bumble-in rust coming up there, but again, that's just going to get some rust proofing just to try and stop that in its tracks. Another thing that they all suffer from is corrosion on the subframes. So we can see we got some corrosion around the actual chassis, the bodywork itself. That's pretty standard. I'm just going to stick some rust proofing around that. Not really going to do much with it, but you can probably see on the subframes and the suspension arms, we've got some corrosion, quite a lot of corrosion on there. But it's surface stuff, which I'm going to clean it off and then basically rust proof everything, just to try and save it all. And that's on the back end. And of course we've got very similar on the front. I mean, that roll bar there, that anti-roll bar, quite bad. But I think a lot of it looks worse than it actually is. Brake pipes and all that sort of thing aren't too bad. They'll just clean up, bit of rust proofing around them, and I think we'll be good to go. Springs are looking good, shockers aren't leaking, inner wheel arch here is pretty good. Everything's looking fine and dandy up there, just needs a good clean. And I think it's just a little bit of time and effort, and we'll end up with a good car. Front brakes on the right hand side, pretty good, not too worried about them. The discs definitely in good condition. There's no edge there, there's no worn edge, so no lip that we've got to worry about. Discs are good and a nice thickness. Pads are good, nice and thick. Back end again, no lip, no flange, no edge. just needs a little bit of cleaning up where it's been stood. All of the handbrake linkage just needs a little bit of fettling, bit of cleaning up, some lubrication. But again, brake pipes all look in good condition. Suspension bushes, well, they're getting a bit old. When I drove it, I did notice that they were, they just seemed a little bit rough in places, and I think that's suspension bushes. It may have been the roads, but I guess that these are, I would say, are probably original, and that's a lot of miles on these bushes. But I know that these bushes are bloody expensive, so maybe we'll do what we need to do. I think I might see. Obviously, I'll check them out for MOT to make sure there's no play, but I'll see what the MOT man says and see what he comes up with. But I'm going to leave them until I absolutely have to change them, because, as I say, they are pretty pricey when you add them all up. There's a heck of a lot of them, and quite a lot of work to get them changed. If I don't have to do it for now, then I'm not going to worry about it. Right then, you have a challenge. How many miles do you think this car has actually done? I've already told you that the previous owner did 112,000 miles in this car, and he had it for about 12 or 15 years. So it's obviously done 112,000 miles. It's a 28-year-old car. Given what you've just seen, given what you've just heard with the engine, given what the underside is like, yes, it's got quite a lot of crust and rust on the subframes and the suspension components, but everything else is pretty solid, and it has had some work, granted, absolutely, but I challenge you to tell me what you think this car's mileage is to date. So put your answer in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you, and I'll let you know what the actual mileage of this car is on the next video. We're going to go and get on with Christmas now, and please click the like button if you like the video. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because we want as many subscribers as we can get, and share to your friends so they get to see what we've got on the Wheels of Interest fleet and the Wheels of Interest channel. So until the next time, take care and bye for now.